Today we are about to start a very important concept, percentages. Actually, we discuss percentages, but we discuss percentage calculations. Actually, what we discuss is percentage calculation. So today we are about to start how to handle the concept of percentage. You know that percentage is such a topic that we will be making use of this topic almost every part of our life, every day, everywhere. See, where not we use the concept of percentages, almost everywhere we use this concept of percentages for sure. And for example, my dear students, if I ask you to find right, my dear students, almost in every part of our life we come across with this percentages, almost every part. You see, in profit and loss, and if you go to any shop and if you bargain, obviously they offer some discount. The discount will be in percentage, isn't it? So if they offer a discount of something around 10% or 20%, so that will be in percentage. So percentage is nothing but it's a regular part of our life. Everywhere we go, we usually come across with percentages. Without percentages, obviously we cannot complete the concept of what we call the calculations, because majority of the calculations involve percentages. So that is the reason why percentages is obviously so important here. Right. So this is about percentage. So we discuss how to handle percentage calculations. I believe that yes, some of you still remember that. Students, shall I ask some questions in percentage calculations? Are you comfortable with that? Please let me know. Are you comfortable with percentage calculations? Do you remember those calculations? Right? Okay. Now I put some questions to you. You please answer these questions. Come on, make it fast. What is 10% of 400? Come on, student, make it fast. What is 15% of? What is 15% of 1240? Right. Now, what is 10% of? What is 10% of 441? So students, yeah, exactly. So 10% of 400 is nothing but 40. Because obviously we are so comfortable in calculating percentages, I don't think there is any confusion in doing this. Now, when it comes to 15%, so how do you calculating? Probably you will be getting 10% first, because 1240 and 10% of 1240 is 124. After getting 10%, obviously you must be taking 5%. So there comes around 186, that is 15%. I believe that yes, still you remember those. And 10% of 441 is nothing but 44.1. I hope you understand this. So this is all about percentage calculations, my dear students. So we understand how to get percentages. Now we apply the concept of percentages in our day-to-day life. Okay. We discuss only percentage calculations. We have not completed a very big topic of percentages. So today we are about to complete the concept of percentages. Okay, man? Ready, students? So we start with a very simple question. Please look at this. Here we go. Look at the question, my dear students. So what you are given? In a village, 60% of the population are men and there are 1600 women. Now the question is, in a village 60% of the population are men. So my dear students, when you are given 60% of the population are men, so you can take it granted the remaining 40% must be women, because we need to have, we have only two genders, either men or women. When you are given 60% of the population of men, obviously the remaining 40% should be female, and that particular 40% should be equal to 1600. I hope you understand this. So my dear students, when 40% of the population is equal to 1600, now the question is, what is the total number of villages? Therefore my dear students, I am going to get 100%, because the total number is always 100%. So when 40% is 1600, I am trying to calculate how much is 100%. I hope you understand this. How much is 100%? Come on, student. Yes, you can easily calculate this. Therefore your answer must be 4000. You understand that? So yes, we need to discuss so many questions in percentages, my dear students. Right, students? So this is about the very basics of percentages. Now, student, I just make some changes in the question. Be ready to answer this. Come on, student. I just want to make some changes in the question. Let us see how do you answer this. Student, in place of 60%, if I take 20%, then how do you answer the same question? Please come again. Please work it out. If I say that in a village 20% of the population are men and the remaining 1600 are women, then my question is, what is the total number of villages in this? Tell me, how many villages do we have? Right, students, if you can look at that, when I gave you 20% of the population are men, when I say 20% are men, you can take it granted 80% must be women, isn't it? When I say 20% are men, therefore you can take it granted 80% must be women. So that is the only option that is available to you. And we have 1600 women in the village. Therefore, 1600 of that particular number should be equated to 80%. I hope you understand why I have taken like that. So when 80% is 1600, you are asked to find the total. Total is always 100%. Okay? So total is always 100%. So total number of people in that particular village is given by this. And hence I think you can understand that your answer must be 2000. Student, yes, am I clear to you? So let me give you some changes in the question and we see how you answer this question. Okay, right. Student, for example, in place of 60%, if I give, for example, in place of 60%, if I give 40%, and in place of 1600, if I give you 1800, what is going to be your answer? So remember, I made two changes in the question and I expect you to respond to this quickly. Come on, yes. Student, what is the point, man? What is the point? In a village, when 40% of the population are men, when 40% of the population are men, you can take it granted 60% of the population must be women. And that particular 60% is nothing but 1800. Because we are given 1800 women, which is equal to 60%. So when 60% is equal to 1800, let us calculate what is the total number. Therefore, 100 into 1800 by 60. Come on, student. Therefore, your answer must be 3000. So, student, now I will be giving you one question to you. Now you need to answer this question just in 1 minute. Okay? Shall I give? Okay, ma'am. So let me give you an example and you need to answer this question just in 1 minute. You need to read the question thoroughly and get to the answer. Okay? Now here we go. You are given only 1 minute to answer this question. Your time starts now. Come on, student. Now let me explain this question to you. Here we go. 45% of the total population in a village are given male. When 45% are given male, obviously the remaining 55% should be female. Because 45% are anyway male and hence 55% should be female. And that 55% should be equal to 2200. 2200. Okay? 2200. But student, why you are calculating 100%, man? Why you are taking that particular mistake? Why did you make that mistake? Because the question is not to find the total number of students, but you are asked to find the number of males. Remember, the number of males are 45%. Therefore, the question is, what is 45%? So 45 into 2200 by 55. You can cancel like this. 5 9 times, 5 11 times. 11 you can cancel for 2 times. Therefore, your answer should be 1800. That's a very important point. So, for your kind information, your correct answer should be 1800 because my question is to find total number of males in the particular class. For example, if I ask question something like this, find the total number of people in the village. Come on student, if this is the question, then how do you do it? If this is the question, then how do you do it? If this is the question I give you, then how you must be doing this? Exactly. So, because the 55% are female and hence 55% are equal to 20 to 100, yes, you will be finding 100%. You will be finding 100%. You need to find 100% when you are asked to find the total number of people. When I ask you to find the total number of people, you must find 100%. So probably we can move on to next question. Right, my dear students? So here we go. Question number 3. Look at the question. Look at the question. So just look at that. In a village, in an election between 2 candidates. So my dear students, in quantitative aptitude, you must read the question seriously. Because if you don't understand the question, you may not be able to get to the correct answer. So here we go. So before we answer the question, let us understand the question thoroughly. If you don't understand the question in the right way, we may not be able to get the right answer. Come on, here we go. Come on student, in an election between 2 candidates, we have 2 candidates contesting in this election. Therefore, let us assume that this is candidate number 1 and this is candidate number 2. Okay, now tell me, the one who gets 56% of the votes, you can understand that this person is getting 56%. When the first person is getting 56%, the second one must be getting 44%. Tell me why? Because we have only 2 candidates in this election. Whatever the number of votes that were casted should be distributed between 2 guys. Because one person is getting 56, it is an indication, it is a clear understanding that the second person must be getting 44%. You understand my point? Therefore, come on student, this guy is getting 56% and this man is getting 44%, and it is understandable that the first person is getting 12% more votes. Therefore, first person won the election by a majority of 12%, and that particular 12% is nothing but 144, because the one who won the election by a majority of 144 votes. Therefore, majority is 12%. Remember student, majority is nothing but the difference between the first and second person, which is 12%. So when 12% is 144, the question is, what is the total number of votes? My dear students, total number of votes is 100%. Therefore, what is 100%? 100 into 144 by 12. Therefore, your answer must be 1200. I will move on to next question. Come on student, I just want to make some changes in the question. Let us see how do you respond to this. Okay, right. For example, in place of 56, if I take 52%, please answer this question again. Come on, what you are waiting for? This is the change I given to you. Now you need to respond to this quick. Yes, my dear students, because only 2 people are contesting the elections, and the one who get 52%. Therefore, when I say that this person is getting 52%, so you can understand that the other person must be getting 48%. The reason is only 2 people are contesting. Obviously, whatever the votes should be shared between these 2 people. Tell me, my dear students, what is the difference in percentages? 4%. I hope you understand this. Therefore, yes, 4% is what we call is the majority. 4% is what we call the majority. Therefore, the one who won the election won the election by a majority of 4%, and this 4% is nothing but 144. So when 4% is given 144, now the question is what is total number of votes? 100 into 144 divided by 4. So it cancels for 36 times. Therefore your answer must be 3600. Students, so I think you get the point so good. So probably you may be able to answer one question if I give you. Ready? Right. Come on students, so I will be giving you one question. You need to answer this particular question just in 1 minute. Right? Once the question is displayed to you, you will be given only 1 minute of time. Ready? Ready to face the question. Here we go. Your time starts now. Come on student, please look at the question. Please look at the question. So the question is something like this. There are two persons contesting the election. Yeah. So we have two persons. In a college election, we can take it granted that there are only two persons contesting in this election. The one who get 57%, when I say that one person is getting 57, the other person must be getting 43 because we are only two persons contesting in this election. And hence we can say that the majority is 14%. So this 14% is nothing but 126 votes. The one who won the election and won by a majority of 126. So 14% is 126. No. Student, yes, you're not right. You're not right. Yeah, please wait for some time. Let me complete this question and I will come to you. Right, student. But the question is, you're not asked to find the total number of votes. Read the question. What is the total number of votes secured by the defeated candidate? Who is the defeated candidate? Second one. What percent he got? 43%. Now the question is, what is 43%? 43 into 126 by 14. 14 cancels for 9 times. Therefore, your answer must be 387. Student, so shall I explain you why did you make the mistake? So where that particular mistake has happened, tell me. It was so happened that you might have found 100%, but there is no such necessity. You're not asked to find the total number of votes, but you're asked to find the total number of votes secured by the defeated candidate. Yeah, because why 43%? Because the 43% is you are asked to find the total number of votes secured by the defeated candidate. He is the defeated candidate. He is the winner. If you are asked to find the total number of votes secured by the winner, we will be finding 57%. But you are asked to find the defeated candidate. I hope you understand this. So 43% is how much? Okay, ma'am? You understand? You did not read the question thoroughly. That is one mistake usually people do commit. Students, so percentages is a terrific topic. Really, if you understand this topic thoroughly, you will be able to understand the remaining concepts so good. That is the reason I am not in a hurry. I will be taking my own time. I will explain this topic with complete details because the topic is so important. Okay, very fine. Okay, ma'am. Now I take the remaining 20 minutes to complete the remaining questions in clock. We have only 2 models in clock. Ready? Please take your notes in clock. We complete that. Because we have only 2 questions in clock we need to complete. So we do that. Yes, students. So we complete the remaining models in clocks. Very few models, only 2 models. So once we complete this, because I know that you are practicing, you must be doing some material. So probably you come across these questions. Therefore, let me complete those 2 topics. So you will be so confident in answering. Students, as far as the clock is concerned, do you remember that what I told you? In clock, actually both the hands will have to coincide for every 65 5 by 11 minutes. This must be the coincidence. This must be the coincidence. In a correct clock, hands need to coincide for every 65 5 11 minutes. You see, at 12 o'clock we see the coincidence. And when we see the coincidence again, my dear students, after 65 minutes, 1:5. After 1:5, 2:10. See, almost something like that. Therefore, in a correct clock, hands do coincide. Hands do coincide for every 65, 5 and 11 minutes. You can write down anywhere. That's not a very big issue because the concepts are so simple. It doesn't take a lot of time as well. Students, so what I mean by saying this, if there is any mistake in the clock, for example, sometimes your clock may be too fast. How do you know your clock is too fast? How do you know? At 9 o'clock, you may see that the news are coming. News are already coming. But your clock shows 9:10. Oh my God, news have just started. It should have been 9. But your clock shows 9:10. Oh, therefore your clock is running fast. Sometimes clock is running slow. Students, so please write down. There are two important points I need to tell you that. Okay, please look at that. Now, as far as the clock is concerned, students, so my question to you. For example, in a defective clock, if both the hands coincide for every 67 minutes, tell me students, if both the hands are coincide for every 67 minutes, may I know whether the clock is running fast or slow? First you tell me. If in a defective clock, if the hands are coincide, I said it is a defective clock. If they happen to coincide for every 67 minutes, please respond to me whether the clock is moving fast or slow. Student, the reason of slow is because you need to complete your graduation in 3 years. If anybody takes 4 years, he must be slow. Therefore, remember, if the clock in a correct clock, come on student, if they coincide, point number 1, if they coincide more than 65 5 by 11 minutes, then the clock is slow. In such case, the clock loses. Obviously, yes, loses. Because when you are completing your graduation in more than 3 years, you are loser. If anybody completes graduation more than 3 years, he is a loser. I hope you understand this. Right. So that is the reason why if any clock is going slow, mechanic will make sure the hands do not coincide more than 65 5 11 minutes. He immediately makes the movement correct. That is what actually mechanic do. That is the reason it is a mechanical problem. Ready? Now point number 2. If they coincide in less than 65 5 by 11 minutes, if they coincide less than 65 5 by 11 minutes, if anybody completes his graduation less than 3 years, he must be very fast. Then come on student, then the clock is too fast. Then the clock is too fast. In such a case, it gains. Isn't it? Obviously, if somebody completes his journey within 3 years, obviously he gains. He must be moving fast. You understand that? So tell me, when we say that people are slow, if he is taking more time. When people are said to be fast, if he is taking less time. But student, don't ride the bike fast. That never comes under this concept. If you ride the bike, if you want to complete the destination within few minutes, it is too dangerous. See, nobody is exceptional. Even the sports bikes are too dangerous. You know that very well. So do understand that. So this is all about very simple concept, but of course I wanted to explain you this one. So with this, these are the two important points. Okay, man. So we complete the remaining questions in clock. Yeah. This one we completed. All the concepts are neatly handled. I believe that yes, we are going very strong. Yeah. Finally, my dear students, I want to give you a very simple point. Please write down the last one. Student, if a clock reads 1:30, then what it reads in mirror. What it reads in mirror. You understand, my dear students? For example, in your dining room, in your room, let me suppose that you have what I can tell you is you have some mirror. There is a mirror and there is a clock. Usually you need to look at the clock to see the time, but sometimes the reflection of the clock may come in mirror. So in mirror, how it actually happens, very simple technique, man. If the correct time is 1:30, how it shows in mirror, So it shows 12 minus 1:30, and hence, my dear students, it shows 10:30. If the correct time is 1:30, but in mirror it shows 1:30. 10:30. How do you get it? You need to subtract the same from 12. That is a simple question, man, not very complicated. So that is what we call is mirror. I hope you understand this. Okay, student? So there is no confusion. So we complete the last question, and with this we come to an end of the concept of clock. Okay? Please write down. In a mirror, if a clock reads 4:30, find actual time. In a mirror, if a clock reads 4:30 is obviously wrong answer, because that was the reflection we get in mirror. That is a simple technique, my dear students. See, when the clock is taken onto the mirror, imagine that the entire image comes like this. Therefore, a complete rotation happens. That is the reason we have to subtract from 12. So the concept is so simple. You can simply subtract the time from 12 o'clock. So if you subtract from 12, so tell me, student, what do you get? You get 7:30. So the correct time is 7:30. Okay, student. So this is all about clock. Yes, I never mean to say that the topic is all over. I am repeatedly telling you. I never mean to say that the topic is all over. We have n number of questions in any given topic. But what I am trying is, because you are freshers, you are new to this topic, I am just introducing the topics. I am telling you the right basics, because the basics are so important. Student, so this is first year, and first 2 years will be completed just like that. Once you get into the college, obviously you even never know when the time is all completed, because first 2 years are simply completed. In third year, you have to face campus placement. So when you straight away go to third year, it is too difficult for you to handle this kind of topics. That is the reason why we are completing the topics beforehand. The reason is, so you will be having a lot of time to practice, because practice is all important. But my dear students, I just want to repeat again once again. I just repeat this once again. No topic is completely done, because I told you already the concept of aptitude. Tell me, students, what is aptitude? The concept of aptitude, what is the definition of aptitude? Natural ability of learning. Natural ability of learning. Therefore, please do understand that. Do understand. The topic will not be completed. So still the questions are live. More the number of questions we do, more the questions we can do. I am trying to give you the right basics. So with the help of the basics, even if you find any different question, you will be able to handle that particular question. That is my intention. But you won't get the perfection within 1 or 2 months. It's a journey. Once you start the journey in the right way, you can reach your destination as per your requirement. Okay, man? So do practice. So I hope that yes, you are going in the right direction. So tomorrow we continue with percentages. So with this, we come to an end of clock, and we have already started percentages. This is very interesting topic, and we continue the same tomorrow. Thank you, student. And some student asked me to explain the partnership in terms of months. Definitely I will be doing that. Whenever I find time, I will explain to you. Okay? Right, students? So thank you. We will be meeting again